is Chan here today with Sheik. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you do and have done.
Hi, I'm Sheik. I am a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying for about 10 years now, and this is pretty much what I do. Do you want to know what I do professionally? Like my job? I am a preschool teacher at a private school, but aside from that, I do cosplay and YouTube videos.
When did you start cosplaying?
About 2007, I started really making my own costumes and attending more and more conventions.
Who was your first character and how many characters have you done?
My first character would be Flone, depends on how people pronounce it, from Disgaea. My mom mostly made the costume. I just helped prepped it, and since then I've made like maybe close to 200 costumes, small ones and large ones.
The cosplays that you have done, which one was the hardest and which one was the easiest to make?
Okay, so my easiest would probably be Videl from Dragon Ball Z because I cut up clothes I already had. It was one of my first costumes, and I wasn't sure like how to sew really, so I kind of cut stuff up and glued stuff with hot glue. And my hardest one I would say would be Maleficent because it is like 10 plus yards of fabric with like fake leather and lots of detailing, and it just took it was just a hard costume, but it's one of my favorites to wear.
Which one have gotten the most attention?
I would say Maleficent has, because I guess how I did my makeup, I really looked like Angelina, but like a younger, smaller version. But I got a lot of compliments on it at a few conventions, and it's just been, maybe because it's Disney, it's just been the most popular costume I've made.
Which one is your favorite?
My favorite? That's really hard. I have a few that like are like my top ones. Oh, that's so hard. There is one that I really loved that I did, which was Kai from Heavenly Sword. It was a very underrated game, and I just really got into that character, and so I want to say it's one of my favorites, but it's tied with Gage from Borderlands because that one had a lot of love put into it, and I remade it so many times. So it's really hard. I really like those two costumes.
Hair, makeup, making props, and costume and sewing. Which one is difficult for you and which one is not about?
Okay, that's a good question. I'd say the hardest for me would probably be wig styling. I don't do a lot of it. Maybe that's why it's hard because I haven't done it as much. But the easiest, honestly, for me would be probably sewing. The sewing is the easiest because that's what I started doing before everything else is sewing. Sometimes it's difficult, but the sewing would be the easiest, in my opinion. And then the wig styling, which I haven't really done, would be quite difficult.
Through cosplay, have you learned any new skills or techniques? And is there any skills you want to learn?
So I've learned a lot from the beginning. Like I said, I started off with hot gluing things together, and now I sew, I line costumes, I use like thermoplastics to make my props. I would say I really want to get more into like working more with thermoplastics, like the really hardcore armor I see out there, and resin casting where people make like gems and things. Like I want to start casting stuff and really making it look clean and professional. So hopefully I can gain skills in that area.
You are a member of Lovely Russians. How did you get to be with Lovely Russians?
So Lovely Brushers formed as a group of friends, and I am one of their friends. We kind of all talked about how we wanted to be like this group of like just like these cute K-pop dancers, and then we're like, let's make a group. So I kind of was just one of the first members to be in it because we are already like a group of friends, and now we are recruiting more and more people.
If people wanted to get more info and updates on you, where can they go?
So I have a few websites which maybe are linked under in this description here on this video. I mostly go by Sheik or Sheik Chan online. You can find me on Instagram at Sheik Chan, Facebook. I have YouTube, which I'm trying to spread out now on. I usually pass out cards here at conventions, so hopefully links are provided, but that's how you guys can communicate with me. I love getting messages, so by all means, talk with me.
Thank you very much for being with us today, everyone.